I knew it. What's going on, everyone? I have a new effect that I'm trying to get to work. I forgot how to set it up properly. So as you can see, yeah, it's playing over everything, and I got to figure out how to get it to not do that every single time I go to this screen, or else it's going to keep auto adjusting and auto turning on. Anyway, welcome to the show. On today's show, we've got some good stuff to talk about, including an awesome day that I had yesterday with full multiplayer, us hitting the goals on said streams, which is allowing us to do our very first DSP Builds It stream later tonight. We also have to talk about what the new goals are, because now that we've hit these goal levels, we got to figure out, well, what's next? And then, of course, we've got news, we've got fun, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to cover. So sit back and relax, because today it is time for a fun, exciting, relaxing stream. It's time for the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
So, first things first, as you can see, I have a new effect, but I need to figure out how to get it to stop turning automatically on all the time. I haven't added one in a bit, and so that's the problem. Let me see if we go down here. I think we can figure this out. Let me check out this. That's what it is right there. Okay, I knew it. So we're testing here. Aha. So now if I turn it off, and now we go to a different camera. Oh. I think we're good now. There we go. All right, folks. Hello and welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025, and it is time for the Level 1 podcast. Today, we've got a cool background. Guess what this is behind me? It is a game of Tetris. Yes, my RGBs are simulating a Tetris grid with the blocks falling down and stacking and becoming more and more colorful as the stack goes up and up. And then eventually you lose the game and then it resets and then the blocks start falling down again. So the reason I'm doing a Tetris RGB show today is because today we're going to be doing a different kind of block building, not Tetris, but Lego. On my late stream, it's the first ever DSP Builds It. We will be building Lego succulent plants. Will we finish this tonight? Not likely, because this is 771 pieces, and it's rated the hardest level of difficulty of any Lego. I have not built a Lego since I was a child, so probably this isn't going to go so well. Plus, as I've told you guys, my vision isn't as good as it used to be, so I'm going to have to use my glasses, my up-close reading glasses, to even be able to read the instructions and try to figure it out. I think it'll be fun, but it's certainly going to be interesting. It's going to be an interactive chill stream, meaning while I'm doing this right here on my setup, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the wide angle shot and I'm going to zoom in on here. I'm going to clear my desk off. So we're going to have the desk exclusively for this. And I'll be building the Lego here, but I'll be going back and forth between that and the full shot so that we can talk and we can interact and we can have a good time together while I'm doing it. I think it's going to be unique. Will it become something that's fun and interesting and different and a part of my rotation? Or will it just be a one and done? I honestly don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Tonight, it's a first time thing. You guys have asked me to try out new stuff. And this is one that you suggested months and months ago. And you even said, hey, enough with the DSP Tries It. Do this as a different kind of a reward goal for hitting your goals. I said, okay, let's do it. So we did yesterday. Very supportive day. And we're going to talk about that today on the show. Hitting all the goals, qualifying for this event. And tonight it is Build with Phil. 6:45 to 7 p.m. Pacific time start time right here on the channel on YouTube and on Kick. So I hope that you'll give it a look. Okay, good stuff. I'll actually leave this in the background. We can just have easy access later. All right. Let me make sure it doesn't reflect. There we go. It's not distracting. All right. So, folks, welcome to the show. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're ready for a chill and fun day here on DSP Gaming and DSP Gaming Reel, depending on where you're watching. And I thank you for being here and hanging out with me. It's going to be a good one. Now, what are we doing today? Well, first off, I'd like to talk about yesterday's very successful multiplayer day. I think that it broke stuff up, and because there was a special event going on in Call of Duty and whatever, it actually got people more interested. It's like I've said, it's very weird when I play multiplayer games, particularly Call of Duty, right? There have been streams of Call of Duty where I get a ridiculous amount of support and everyone's having a great time, and then there have been streams of Call of Duty that are just kind of dead. And I think yesterday worked because there was a Ninja Turtles event, which was very fun, and we're going to talk about that. I also think the reason that last night's fighting game stream worked was because I went back to Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and it was something different than me just playing Street Fighter or even Fatal Fury. The retro games are where I excel. Those are the ones I played in arcades. I grew up playing them. I know a ridiculous amount of knowledge about them, and I can hang with the best players. I really can. Like, with the people who are playing online at Grandmaster rank, I'm just fucking spanking them. Because the only reason they got Grandmaster is because they just played endlessly, while I have the actual knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it was great. And we'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, because of that, we hit all the goals, and I'm very pleased that we did. But today, what we need to do now is we need to start looking forward to the next level, right? When we hit 40 goals now, what do we want to do? I propose we do another DSP Tries It, because now we've broken it up and did a little bit of variety. But the question is, what do we want to do for DSP Tries It, right? Do we want to do, Panda Express? Do we want to go to Wendy's like we had talked about? Do you want to do something different? We got to discuss this today. But in addition, now we seriously need to talk about the 50 goal, because remember, at every 50, it's a special milestone. And that milestone allows us to do a marathon that's something special. And we've been throwing around various different ideas. A Five Nights at Freddy's Torture-thon. Returning to the Mega Man classics for another drunken Mega Man marathon. Or what about doing point-and-click marathon where we play all kinds of old games from the old days on PC, like Maniac Mansion or The 11th Guest or Harvester and stuff like that. I'd be down for any of those. But the thing is, we have a lot of options. So we need to start discussing these and narrowing them down, so we can really hone in on what we want to do and start promoting and start hyping and getting people excited. Because the bottom line is, people may start contributing just to see the marathon happen, but we have to determine what the marathon is, right? So let's figure out a lot of this stuff today. Let's talk about it. Let's have a chill time. I got one news story that you guys are going to absolutely laugh at. Wait till you hear what the PlayStation Essential games are for this month. Meaning, if you have the base level PlayStation Plus, wait till you hear what games you get access to for free. Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about, all right? But the first thing we need to address is the elephant in the room. Iron Chef Sakai is back in Kick Chat today. After 2 days of me having to put up with bullshit, with everyone yelling and telling me that he had left and that he went to someone else's stream and he was throwing some ETHA a whole bunch of money. So, Iron Chef Sakai, why don't you tell us all about your adventures in the last 24, 48 hours? Really. Because I had to put up with so much bullshit in the last 24 to 48 hours because of this. I'd like to hear exactly what's going on. He says, are you serious? Well, let's see. You apparently went over to someone else's stream and threw him a bunch of money, which I don't care about. But what I'm being told is that you kept talking about me in a negative way. You kept linking negative videos about me, like detractor videos. So, of course, my detractors made a fucking field day out of this. Now, I'm sitting here trying to maintain my streams. Just do my normal shit. And I don't really give a shit about any of it. But I got to put up with 1 million people coming into my chat, derailing my content for a whole day. Like last night was unbearable. I'm trying to play the Marvel collection. I'm kicking ass. I'm literally spanking people up, down, left, and right. Grandmaster ranking. Oh, do you hear what Iron Chef Sakai is doing right now? He's over in the chat, and he's doing this, and he's doing that. All right? So it's this simple. There's something that I've learned, okay, in the last couple of years, okay? And here's what I've learned. My actions, okay, don't just affect me. My actions affect everyone around me because I'm a public figure on the internet. Okay. So I know that if I decide to talk about a certain topic, or I decide to play a certain game, or I decide to criticize something, or I decide to have an interview or to appear in a piece of content, no matter what it is, DSP has an influence on things all over the internet. Despite the fact that I don't want to and I don't understand it, I really don't get it. Okay. But I just do, right? Like, no matter what I do, it seems like everyone's talking about it and everyone follows me around and everyone stalks every little thing that I do, right? I mean, just a couple days ago, I had a capture card malfunction, okay? It screen grabbed my Discord, which auto boots when I boot my gaming PC. And let me tell you, since that happened, I've now disabled Discord from auto booting on my gaming PC, so that won't happen again, all right? But literally all it did was show people on my contacts list. That was it. That's all it was. It was no conversations. It was no information. It was just, here's people on Phil's contacts list. People talk, oh my God, did you see he's got this person on his contacts list? Do you think that this is going to happen? What the fuck is wrong with people, right? And the thing is, I have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have to. It's crazy, but it's just a fact, all right? It's an inevitability now. That no matter what I say and do, no matter what happens, I'm stalked and people microanalyze every piece of information possible. All right. Now, let's be very honest here. Okay. Let's be very honest. Continuing on with that, people who are going to come on my streams and be regulars, meaning you're someone who's in the chat all the time and people recognize your name. People who come and support in big ways, right? You're dropping member bombs, you're dropping sub bombs, you're tipping, you're super chatting, which I appreciate and very much allows me to do what I love for a living and keep doing it. So thank you for that. But you have to understand that now you are going to become the subject of focus, the subject of analyzation, the subject of ridicule, and the subject of stalking. Simply because these people are all over my ass. If you become a part of that in a big way, they're going to be on your ass. All right? And this is just something that I think needs to be discussed at this point. Is it right? No, it's not. I completely disagree with it. I don't think that just because someone comes on my stream and is nice to me, that they should then be microanalyzed and put under the microscope and have every aspect of their life stalked. And you know what I'm saying? I think it's bullshit. But sadly, I don't think the internet is going to change anytime soon, okay? I don't. I think that the internet is going to be a situation where people are going to continuously do this and get worse and worse as well. All right, it's just going to get worse over time, you know? People got to understand that if you come and you hang out with me, great. But the moment that you start to put yourself out there, right, people will be following you and looking. I always say you got to be careful about the information that you put out there on the internet. If you're going to be in someone's chat room, you got to make sure that that account that you're using in the chat does not directly link to real life information. Don't be having it be the same name as your Facebook or your Instagram, and that has information about you and your geolocation and all of your friends and family. So many people over the years just didn't realize that that information could be used and mobilized to hurt. And then later on, they get stalked or attacked and are like, what's going on? I can't even believe that this is happening to me. Well, yeah, these people are no-life losers. They have nothing to do but harass people online to try to get attention. A lot of times, the reason they do it is not because of any end game. Like, for example, they've stalked people in my community and like, well, what do they do that for? I don't know, because it doesn't affect me. I'm literally not affected by it. As you can see, 16 years and going, I'm not going anywhere, right? But these people think that like attacking and stalking someone gives them some kind of power. They get this crazy like power trip over it. Oh, I actually harassed someone. I stalked them and I got them to respond, because that ultimately is what they're looking for. They want a response. And if you give them any kind of a response, they now feel like they've been justified in their actions because they got what they were looking for. Do you see what I'm saying? So the truth here is no one can really control the nature of the internet, content creation, online social interactions, and stalking. You know, it's sick. It's scary to think about. but it's just something we all got to deal with now. All right. But I got to ask that if you are someone who's putting this public, forward, you're on a stream, you're a contributor, or whatever, you've got to be careful about what you do, because the moment that you step outside of that zone of normalcy and you do something else that maybe someone would be like, oh, that's not normal, they're going to freak out about it and they're going to completely blow it up. They're going to just talk about it publicly all the time. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to hide. You can try to change your name. And people have tried that. Oh, I'll change my account and I'll do this and that. These stalkers are going to find out anyway. All right. So here's the deal. Iron Chef Sakai, big supporter of mine, right? Wants to become a moderator. I make him a moderator on Kick. He's a moderator on Kick for like a month. All of a sudden, he starts being really pissy toward me and doing a lot of negative, toxic stuff towards me. So I told him, I don't know what gives. Like, what's your problem? He freaks out. He starts saying all this negative stuff. So I remove him as a moderator. Then he went on his channel and he had a whole negative stream about me, right? This is months ago. So after that, I'm like, well, forget it. He can't come back with this guy's being a jerk or whatever. Well, he comes back, he apologizes, right? He says, I'm sorry, I was having a really bad time. I'd like to come back, be a part of the community again. Fine. All right. He apologized or whatever. He's coming back. So he comes back, and now it's been a couple of months since then. And he's been a huge supporter of the streams, and everyone knows this. It's popping up on the screen constantly. He's dropping subs, he's tipping, he's doing super chats, right? Great. But you got to understand that the moment that you leave and you go somewhere else and you start acting in any way, people look and see it, and they're going to be talking about it constantly, and it's going to rub off on everyone, not just you. It's going to rub off on everyone around you. So here I am for the last 2 days just trying to do my normal streams, and you got these drama queen sissy girls, because that's all they are. They act like sissy girl schoolyard gossipers, right? Did you see what ICS is doing? You see what he's doing over there? What he said is good, and he's throwing money at the EDOT, and she's twerking and doing squats, and he shows her more money, and then he said something nasty about Darkside Phil to get a rise, and they said, dun, 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 dun. The truth is, I don't give two fucks about any of it. All right? In truth, and this has always been my philosophy, and people give me shit for having this philosophy. My philosophy is thus. I'm a content creator, and my limits of what I care about or what I should be responsible for is literally what's in front of me right now. I'm looking at 2 chat rooms on my streams. That's it. What you do outside of my chat should be absolutely none of my business whatsoever. Do you understand? Now, the thing is, I've been taken to task for this. I've been told, well, that's not true, because what if you know that someone who's a viewer of yours is a mass murderer? What if you know that they're a sexual predator? What if you know that they're a drug dealer? What if you know that they're a pedophile? What if you know that they're this or that? Or that? Well, first of all, how would I know that? I'm literally a streamer. I stream every day, and I do a podcast, and I play games. How would I ever know at all what the people are doing when they're not on my streams? And why did it become my responsibility at some point to stalk every viewer that I have to know that shit? I really don't get it. I still don't. To this day, I don't understand it. Okay? I don't get it. And so, let's be honest, the elephant in the room, the Derek thing, where for years, Derek was on my streams and he was a nice guy. He was always adding to the conversation. He chimed in on certain topics where he got excited. He was a frequent viewer. He never supported. He literally never dropped $1 on my streams. Never. But he was just a nice guy in chat. All right? But people stalked him in his other accounts. They went to his social media. They went to his YouTube page, and they said, did you see that he's a sex pest, that he goes after people in the sex worker industry, and he harasses them, and he had to massively apologize publicly for stalking them and saying creepy stuff? Did you see he has playlists on his YouTube channel of small girls and shit? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. You want to know why? Because I don't stalk my viewers. I don't want to. I don't care to. It's not my job to. That is ridiculous, in my opinion, that you would go the extra mile to look into someone. I'm one person. Can you imagine if I was responsible to literally look into every person who watches my content? When would I make content? Right? So that's always been my philosophy. But hey, people have taken me to task for it and told me I'm wrong. That's the wrong philosophy to have. That if you're actively told that someone is doing something bad, that you've got to look into it and you're responsible for it, well, guess what? Fuck that. Okay, I'm going to lay down the law right now. That's fucking unfair. I don't care what Ptolomeo says. I don't care what Kino Casino says. It's unfair. You can't expect a creator to fucking investigate and stalk their viewers, period. I disagree with it, all right? Now, if somehow other people do the work and figure it out and come to me with evidence and say, no, there is concrete evidence of what's being said here and you should take action, then maybe I will. But I'm not going to go after people like that. Do you understand? And so in this case here, we've got Iron Chef Sakai, who apparently is going off and doing things the last 24, 48 hours, okay? I don't know if it's true or not because I wasn't there. I didn't look at chat logs. I didn't watch stream archives. I also don't care to. I don't care about a fucking ethot on Kick who's fucking doing squats for money. Okay, I don't. I don't give a shit. I don't care if she talks shit about me because apparently I'm being told she did. That people made fun of me. Say, oh, did you know that there's an e-beggar named Darkseid? Oh, so embarrassed. He's in his 40s and he e-begs. You're fucking squatting on camera for money, you dumb shit. You fucking slut. The fuck are you talking about? You're the one who's doing the embarrassing acts. I'm literally sitting here putting out content. You understand? You're squatting on camera for money. But anyway, I'm supposed to be the villain in this situation, right? But anyway, so in regards to all of this, I don't give a shit about any of it. I really, really don't. All right? So you could go do whatever you want, but understand when you're doing what you want to do, people are going to stalk you. People are going to regurgitate that. They're going to spin it. They're going to say negative shit. Do you understand? They are. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm not going to take any action today because I don't think it's my job to do that. All right? But to be honest, at the same time, it is fucking annoying as shit. And I don't want to sit here having to try to manage my chat with a bunch of people acting like fucking, like I said, sissy gossip girls. It pisses me off. I got better things to fucking do than waste my time on all this bullshit. Okay, I really do. So at some point, I got to lay down the law, right? So I'm just being honest here. Please be conscious of what you're doing, especially if you're someone who has the eye of my detractors and other people stalking you constantly. You've got to be conscious that what you're doing is going to be analyzed and you're going to freaking be putting this shit all over the internet, all right? And people are going to be talking about it, okay? So that's that. Now, at the same time, do you understand? I hope everyone understands why I would be apprehensive of giving moderator status back to someone like Iron Chef Sakai. Do you get it? Because the entire internet's eyes are on this fucking guy now. So everything he does is going to be microanalyzed. Now imagine if I made him a moderator again and how that would blow up and how that would basically backfire. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just, at this point, that's why. And I think everyone understands that too. Like, I don't think anyone is going to sit here and be like, oh, I don't get that. No, I think everyone gets it. But I want people to also understand it's not like I'm trying to be a jerk. I understand Iron Chef Sakai is a huge supporter of my content, and I appreciate that. But you got to get that this is the problem. That was what happens when those things get to this level. Like, all he did was go to another stream, right, for a day and throw money at someone and immediately, oh my God, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Did you blah, 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 blah? Like, oh my God. How about this? Everyone shut the fuck up. Right? I don't have time for your bullshit. I have many important things to do, positive things. I don't want to waste time on any of this nonsense. It really pisses me off. It does. Okay? So let's all calm down. Let's all relax. Let's all chill. Let's have a good time today. Today's a very chill day. Really, it is. It's a relaxing day. All right? And I'm not going to now have this be ruined by drama. All right? I'm saying it up front right now. If people start drama, I'm just going to fucking remove you. And that's going to be the end of the drama. Because then we won't have to talk about it because we won't have to see you. Okay? I've had enough. You get to your limits. It's like, well, I had one day of it. That's enough for me. I was trying to have fun with multiplayer yesterday. And half the day, they're talking about Iron Chef Sakai in my chat. He's not even there. I don't care. And if you bring it up, you're gone. And I won't miss you. I won't. Like, why would I? I'm trying to make content that's positive and fun. I don't want to talk about drama and gossip and bullshit. You guys are absolutely ridiculous, okay? So, that being said, Let's get some support on today's stream. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some gifted memberships. How about a tip or two? And let's get some juicy subs on the Kick side of stuff. Speaking of which, the Kick pop-ups have been working nicely the past couple of days, as you can see. So now we're fully getting them going. This is excellent. Let's get it going. Some support is on the way. Let's do some shout-outs. We start off today with Zimmer P. Flans, who gifted a sub. Sister Anime gifted a sub, and Zimmer gifted a second sub. Zimmer just gifted a third sub. So let's get it rolling here. Let's get this up on the leaderboard. And I think the first thing we should do today is start talking about what we want to do for our next goal reward. I think that's a good thing to start since we're getting contributions in and we're counting them up and we're getting towards it. Let's start talking about this, okay? So, every 10 goals that we hit, okay, we do a reward. We've been doing a hell of a lot of DSP Tries It, but then we started varying and doing other things, all right? For one of them, we ended up doing a Sakura box taste testing, correct? It didn't go so well. When I said, hey, let's do this Sakura box, people weren't too interested, quite frankly, and everything slowed down that week. But then when I brought back DSP Tries It, stuff picked up again. So it's obvious that the DSP Tries It's work. Okay, now I understand that there's some people who freak out and say, oh, it's too boring, you're doing it too often, I want something different. And I get that. What I think we should do is do some alternation, right? Today we're doing the Lego stream. That I think is going to be really chill fun. I think that's going to be a good time, and I hope you guys will join me for that tonight. I think at 40 goals hit, let's do a DSP Tries It. At 50 goals hit, we're going to do a special themed marathon. At 60 goals hit, maybe we do DSP Tries It again. And then maybe at 70, we do something different, like we alternate with different things back and forth. This way, we're not doing DSP Tries It every single time, but at the same time, we're also not taking away from doing the thing that people like, okay? So for DSP Tries It, we have a couple of options, all right? And I already talked about one of them. I'll show you here. So, oops. I think the camera's following me, which I didn't mean for it to do. Turn that off. Yeah, the camera followed me by accident. So, I'm not in the right position. Hold on. There we go. So, Wendy's has a new Thin Mince Frosty. It is teaming up with the Girl Scouts of America to release this Frosty. Okay, and if you don't know what a Thin Mint is, it's a thin cookie that's dark chocolate, but it has mint infused in it, and it's also covered in dark chocolate. So it's a pretty good cookie. It's actually one of my favorite Girl Scout cookies. If I was to get Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints would absolutely be one of the ones that I'm going to get. Now, that's the only new thing on their menu right now. Okay, if you take a look at do they not have like a new featured item? No, see, they don't even have like a featured thing. What's new? The Thin Mince Frosty and refreshed taco salad, but we already had the refreshed taco salad. Okay? So maybe what we would do if we were to do this, I would get the Thin Mince Frosty, but we would do something else, right? Maybe we would get a chicken sandwich, or maybe we would get a burger, or maybe I get to try their fish sandwich to compare it to, say, the Arby's one that we had gotten or whatever. Okay? So that's an idea. All right? That's an idea. All right? That's one idea. Now, another idea that people had come up with was Panda Express, which is gourmet Chinese food. It's not. Their entire advertisement campaign is false advertising. Okay? Panda Express is essentially fast food Chinese under a heat lamp, and they mass prepare their food and they just scoop it onto a plate. It's not anything like they advertise. They say, oh, it's gourmet Chinese. It's not authentic in any way, okay? But Panda Express has a bunch of different things you can get, and I could get like a family meal where you can try 3 different entrees and 2 sides, and so that would be a way to kind of do like a, what do they call it, like a tour of their menu and do everything, in one sitting. So we could definitely do that, okay? I've never done that before on DSP Tries It at all. Now, outside of that, I'm curious. Do you guys have any other ideas of things that I could possibly try? Like, for example, I was trying to think, what are things that I've never done, right? I've never done, I think it's called, I want to say it's called Taco Time. Hold on. I'm trying to think of the chains that I've never eaten at before. Yeah, there's a place called Taco Time. And I've never had this. They have tacos, soft tacos, burritos. They have chowder. They do different combos and things. It is fast foody Mexican food, but it's not Taco Bell, right? So that's something different that I've never done before. And I don't know if it would be any good or not. You know, I don't know unless I try. So there you have it. That's another thing that we could possibly do. All right. So I guess the question here is, you know, what do you guys think? All right, what do you guys think out of those ideas, or do you have other ideas? Let's see what people have to say. Okay? What do you guys think? What else would be something that I could do for DSP Tries It? Let's see. Little Caesars. Fair enough. I did Little Caesars on DSP Tries It so long ago. Okay? Here, I'm going to type it in, YouTube. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid thing. Oh my God. What? Wait a minute. Why did it start playing a random video? What a piece of shit. Okay. DSP Tries It. Little Caesars. Here it is. 11 years ago. It's probably 12 years ago. DSP Tries It, episode 15. Little Caesars hot and ready 3-meat treat pizza. Holy shit. Let's look at this. Now, this is an old video. April 9th, 2013. So back when I still lived in Connecticut. All right, that old. This was actually right after I'd started doing direct capture and live streaming. Look at these few comments from 11 years ago. Was it any good? Let's find out. So the pizza is very... I only did 720p back then. Very greasy. Flavor-wise, I can definitely taste the cheese. I can taste the meats. I don't really taste any sauce. Take a look at it. I mean, there is sauce in there. I see it. Let me take another bite. Here we go. Classic style DSP Tries It from back in the day, man. Good stuff. 12 years old. Well, for what it is, it's not that bad. It's more of like a, how would I describe it? It kind of tastes like one of those more expensive pre-made pizzas you would buy at the grocery store, like maybe a DiGiorno or something like that. It's kind of what it tastes like. The difference here is that I know the ingredients are actually fresh. They actually... The thing is, I don't remember this at all. This is April 2013. I seriously don't remember eating this pizza. This is like a brand, like I never saw this before. This is an alternate reality Phil doing this video. I don't remember this in any way. It doesn't look that bad. It looks really greasy, doesn't it? It looks really, really greasy. We could do it. If Little Caesars is an option. I haven't done it in 12 years. Maybe they've completely changed their product line in 12 years. I don't know. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. Wolflight did a $2 super chat. He said, what about Domino's? Yeah, I mean, we haven't really dabbled in any of the fast food pizzas for years, right? Like I've stayed away from these for quite some time at this point. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe trying them again and going through them all. Like there's all the fast food pizzas out here are, FYI, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Domino's, and Pizza Hut. Those are the big 4 delivery chains. So I could do any of those 4 if I wanted to, and get them delivered and try them out. But I don't know if any of them would be any good. Like, for example, if I were to do Little Caesars, I'd probably do a regular pizza. And don't they have like a weird pizza that's like a square or the rectangle? I'd probably do that. And I think they have like, what do they call it? Crazy bread. So I'd probably get an order of crazy bread, a regular pizza, and one of the square pizzas to test it all against each other. If I were to do Domino's, I'd probably do hand-tossed style, New York style, and maybe if there's like a third thing or, again, an appetizer, I'd probably do it. So that way you're doing a taste test of various things from them. Because reason being, they just don't really have new stuff that often. You know, I wish they did, but they just don't. They don't really add many products new to their lines almost ever. So I'd be down for that. Do you guys want to do that? So do you think that pizza is a better idea than Panda Express and Wendy's? If so, I'm fine with that. We just got to then figure out what we want to do. All right? If that's what you think. All right. I mean, fair enough. It seems like that's where the crowd is going here. They're like, we'd much rather do the pizza than the standard burgers and stuff. Okay. Deep dish? Who does deep dish? Is it Little Caesars that does the deep dish? Is that the square one I'm thinking of? Oh, that's not true, Iron Chef Sakai. He says, why does Pizza Hut have a stranglehold on stuffed crust? No one else does it? Wrong. Papa John's does it, and I've had it, and it's actually good. The Papa John's stuffed crust is actually pretty good. Well, Tay had an idea on YouTube. I don't know how people feel about this. Let your top donator choose your menu item and itemize it to their liking. You get something crazy, it'll be funny to see you eat something weird. I mean, how would we do that? Would we start tracking, like at a certain point, be like, as of right now, we start tracking the donators and see who has the top donations for the week, and then they choose something? Like, let's say, for example, right now, it's going to be DSP Tries It pizza, but we don't know what pizza, right? So over the week, we see who's the top donator, and whoever is, then they get to choose. Do you want to see Little Caesars, Papa John's, Domino's, or Pizza Hut, right? That would be great because it promotes more support. That's what someone said. I didn't say that. Someone just said that. Well, right. If they're choosing the place to get it from, then they could choose a pizza as well, right? Well, Felipe Baxter, that's because you are a shit-starting asshole. That's why I called you that. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. See, it might be tricky to track, and here's why. All right? Yes, it's very easy to track on Kick. It is. On Kick, I can pretty much bring it up at any point. I can see who gifted subs. But outside of that, on YouTube, there's no tracker that says so-and-so gifted so-and-so many memberships. So-and-so did this many super chats. And there's nothing to track tips via PayPal. So I guess what I would have to do is start, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to sit here with a spreadsheet, filling it in, tracking every contribution. I'm not an accountant. That's not my job. And I'm not going to do that. But maybe what I would have to do is try to take note of the bigger contributions or the like. I don't know. See what I mean? That's the problem. Well, Dummy Koala says, go off subs on Kick. Yeah, but that's not fair. I have contributors from 3 different methods, from YouTube, PayPal, and Kick. And there are significant contributors via PayPal and Kick and YouTube. I'm not going to just exclude them and make it a Kick exclusive event. That's not fair. Yeah, but that's not fair either. The Anthony Chili says, it's not rocket science. Just do the biggest dono of the day before you order. Yeah, but number one, we don't know when I'm ordering. It depends on when I hit goals. If you don't know when you're going to hit your goal, you have no clue when the order is going to happen, right? That's true. And it's true. Some weeks we turbo through and we hit the goals right away. Other weeks it takes a while, right? And then how is it fair? Let's say, for example, someone on Kick donates 100 subs in a week. They get us to the goal, but they just happen to not be around the day before we order. So now someone else donates $20 the day before we order. That was the biggest contribution. They get to pick the pizza. What about the person who did the 500 subs to get us there? That's not right. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know how to do it. Well, if an anonymous donator is the biggest donator, then they'd have to tell me in their donation what they would want. Because obviously there's no way to tie them to a future donation, right? Tay says, keep track of every biggest donation per day. Then put them in a raffle. Man, I don't know. This is a tough one. So I guess we've decided it's going to be pizza. All right? Pizza will be the next DSP Tries It when we hit 40 goals. All right? But we don't know what. It'll be Little Caesars, Domino's, Pizza Hut, or Papa John's. Those are the big four out here. So it's going to be one of those four. All right? So let's think about it. And then we got to decide what we want to do. Dapian says, it's much better now that we're all discussing and deciding. It's a community reward rather than one person getting to see what they want. There you go. By the way, hold on a second. Just a moron, so I'm just going to ignore it. It was a stupid dollar tip. Every time I get a dollar tip, I know it's usually a moron. Because most people who tip more than $1 actually want like to make me to pay attention and have something intelligent to say. Whenever a dollar comes in, I seriously know it's stupid. So that's why I was like, oh, let me look at this first before I even say anything. There you go. Okay. By the way, just to address something, I should say this up front because I don't know why some people don't understand this. I have no obligation whatsoever to ever play any game on my stream. Okay? Period. Unless there's some agreement that we had that was verbal or through email, I have no commitment to ever play anything. There's some people who seem to think that because they came on my stream and threw me a few bucks that entitled them to me playing a game. No, not at all. Especially if it wasn't even something that we talked or agreed about. Like, for example, I've been saying recently, I want to do a indies night. And we're going to play some indie games on that night, but I'm just not sure what games yet, right? Now, originally it was going to be this week, but now we're doing Lego night, okay? And this is also a shorter week for me because I'm taking an additional day off to spend time with my wife for a change. So because of that, there's less content. Probably next week, I would probably do the indies night, all right? Now, some of the games that I'm considering, one of them is Fast Food Simulator. One of them is that Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. And maybe one or two others that I've been marking to my wish list, right? So there you go. But someone is spamming in chat on King. Oh, I contributed. You're not playing the game that I want. And what kind of a streamer are you? No, what kind of a viewer are you? Just because you go on someone's stream and throw them a few bucks, what makes you think that you're now entitled to the entire stream's time and attention? That's not how it works. I don't even understand where you're coming from. You're so off base at this point that you're derailing the chat. People are actually complaining about you. So I want to say, take a step back and fucking relax. All right? I am going to do an indies night at some point. I was considering the game that you keep bringing up, but you're being obnoxious. You know, just stop. Okay. And by the way, oh my God. Here we go. Oh my God. Wow, my pad is not working anymore. My click pad. I seriously can't even click on the chat. I'm trying to just click on the chat and it won't work. It's like going crazy. I can't click on anything. Thank you, Dark Side Dabbing. I was trying to do so. I can't even, this pad, I think I need to clean it. I can barely move it in the chat to click on anything. It used to be great. I used to be able to like go and do things. I can't even click on a name. It's like fucking going crazy all over my screen. Okay. Anyway. All right. So We've got a good determination here. The next DSP Tries It at 40 goals hit will be pizza. It's going to be a fast food pizza. We just don't know what one yet. So we'll think about it, all right? Let's talk about it over the week. Let's figure out how we want to do it. I'm down for anything. We haven't done a fast food pizza in years, right? We haven't. I mean, you think about it. So to do kind of a side-by-side taste testing might be fun to do. If it is Little Caesars, I've only done them once and it was 12 years ago. So the product line may have changed. They might have different things. I think that would be fun. But the question is, what do we want to do? And how do we figure that out? Because some people are saying it could be based off donations. Some people are saying other things. I don't know. Let's continue to talk about it. All right. Now, the next thing we need to talk about right now. All right. Oh, by the way, is this a fake one? Let's take a look. Is this Argentinian, guys? Who is this? Does anyone recognize this account on YouTube right now? Does anyone know if that's a troll account? Because I think it is. Because I'm just going to stop the pop-ups for now. Because they're bullshit. There. Yeah. Stupid Argentinian bullshit. Should I just ban the account? Because I don't know who it is. But people have been saying this name for days. I don't know who this is. Lex? Who the fuck is Lex? I don't know. But there's been a million stupid sock accounts being made on Kick for this, whoever this Lex is. I don't even know who it is. So... Oh, that's who it is? All right, good. So you know that it's a fake account then. Let me ban it now. Okay, good. Thanks for telling me. Now that I know. Okay, good. Because I didn't know, I don't know anything. I don't know any of this shit. I don't follow this nonsense or drama. I don't even know what it is. I'm paying no attention. So, yeah, a fake member bomb just happened on YouTube. It was, some troll with a sock account, Argentinian bullshit. So, pay no attention to the nonsense, okay? Okay. Yeah. Well, go back to Argentina where you belong. All right. So I don't know if this is going to... Okay, I went away. Perfect. Good. All righty then. No, see, it's going to keep popping up. I guess it's all right. These are not legit. These memberships are fake. So just so everybody knows, everyone who's getting a fake membership, congrats. You'll still keep it. You'll still get all the benefits of said membership, but I get paid nothing for it. Basically, I'm getting paid like 1/100th of a cent for each of these fucking fake memberships, okay? Okay. Now, I did receive a tip. Let's take a look here. What the fuck? That is not what I just clicked. What just happened? I have no clue. I clicked on something to bring me to a completely different page. Now I'm on the right page. What the fuck? I received a $5 tip from Mulciber. All right. Let's see what Mulciber has to say. Let's play their tip animation, which will then stop this spam bullshit. Here we go. Thank you, Mulciber. Okay. All right. So Mulciber says the following. Fast food chains are a total turnoff for me. It's the bottom of the barrel is nutritional for you. I can only get behind foods from local unique restaurants. Excuse me. Apart from the mysterious flavors, since no one can guess what you're about to eat, you get to meet different nuances on foods you've already eaten. Maybe try some Thai or Japanese items. Not the same as eating a cheeseburger from BK that you know is always going to be the same anytime, everywhere that you buy it. The reason food and travel vlogs succeed is because they show stuff viewers don't know and are not familiar. As much as I agree with you, I also have to disagree. There are very popular content creators and channels that only do common stuff. Like, take a look at Review Bra, right? what was it called? What is it called? The review of the week or whatever it's called. Um, he literally only does common fast food, and he's incredibly successful. All right, there really is a mix. Here's the thing. Here's the plus and the minus of both sides of this argument. Okay, the plus is if you do unique foods that only you can get because it's like a unique restaurant to your area or whatever. Yes, you're showing variety. You're likely showing a lot of local stuff, so it gives promotion to them. You're probably showing higher quality food that's more culturally unique and appropriate. You know, if you go to a local restaurant of a certain ethnicity, you'll probably get more accurate to the real cuisine of that ethnicity than, say, if you go to Taco Bell and expect that it's Mexican, right? So there you go. Some people might like that and might say, oh, that's great, you know, because you're highlighting a special, you know, food or whatever from a certain, you know, culture. But here's the catch on that. For me, some of the most successful DSP Tries Its that I've ever done have been the ones where I just went to one of the most common things, Taco Bell, McDonald's, the Arby's DSP Tries It that I did a couple weeks ago did really well, views-wise and attention-wise, okay? And here's why. People watched the video and they said, wait a minute, Arby's has a burger? I didn't even know that. Let's see Phil try the burger. And they watched me eat it, and I loved it. And they said, whoa, I want to try that. And then they went and got it themselves because they have a local Arby's. You see what I mean? Sometimes the appeal of these fast food taste testings is that you can then... Someone said my shirt is soiled in the top left. What do you... It's not soiled. You know what it is? I can't see that in person. What the heck? You're absolutely right. Like, it looks like there's like a spot here. But I can't... I'm looking at it right now with my own eyes, and I can't see it. Is it possible that the camera can pick up stuff that the human eye normally can't? No, you know what it is? I sprayed myself with some cologne this morning. I just went shh like this. And now I think what it is, it's showing up on camera, but it wasn't showing up. I can't see it. Right? Like I can't, I'm literally staring at it with my human eye, and I can't see that. But I can see it on camera. Well, that's weird. Huh. Yeah. People are saying maybe because the camera is high contrast. Yeah, it's not wet. People are saying, why does it look wet? It's not. It's completely dry. My whole shirt is dry. So I guess the cologne stains the shirt? How weird. Well, if that's going to bother people, I'll go change my shirt. It actually is bothering me now that you've mentioned it. Why does it do that? It's not even like I paid attention. I just took it and I just spritzed. I went, you know, just quick. But it's so weird that it shows up on the shirt. You're absolutely right. Huh. It's a secret message. It is not a secret message at all. All right, fine. I'll go change my sweatshirt since apparently the cologne, and it's so weird is that, you know, every once in a while I wear cologne. Yeah, I never seen it on a shirt until today. You guys are right. Because that's what it must be like right here, right? It is. It's the cologne. But all I did is I spritzed. It's not like I went like heavy sprayed directly on me. I just kind of spritzed around. But for some reason it shows up on this sweater. That is odd. Dr. Lexus just dropped a monstrous sub bomb on the chat. Thank you, Dr. Lexus. That is amazing. 25 sub bomb from Dr. Lexus. So we're going to see 25 names pop up right now. That is awesome. Dr. Lexus, thank you so very, very, very much. I don't know what prompted that, Maybe the fake member bomb. Maybe pissed about that. But thank you so much. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get that up on the leaderboard. Okay, so that would be 125. Yeah, that's 125 plus 120. So we're at 153. Yeah, there we go. We have hit our goal just off of that. Awesome. So thank you so much, Dr. Lexus. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, let's make it rain here on DSP Gaming. We have hit the goal. We have hit we punched the troll right in the testicles, just like this. I've been watching Cobra Kai lately, so we punched the troll for right strike, forward thrust into the testicle, left strike, forward thrust into the testicle. You're going to practice it with me. Ready? I'll be your sensei. Ready? Testicle punch, testicle punch, testicle punch, testicle punch. And then sometimes you go double testicle punch, like that, 2 at once. So, so the coffers are filled, the taxes are paid. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much for allowing me to hit the goals already, and we haven't even finished the podcast. We still have a long way to go because we have more to talk about, all right? That is excellent. So, forward strike, strike fast, strike hard, strike first. No mercy. All right, very good. Well, if the shirt is bothering you guys, I'll change it. It's funny because I couldn't even see it, and you know what's happened is I think it dried, and then it actually does this cologne stains. That is so weird. Why does it do that? It didn't do it on other shirts I wore. All right. Okay, so we just had our first ever live wardrobe change, all right, on the podcast. Now, I wanted to try to replicate what just happened. So first of all, I went into my bedroom and I looked in the mirror. There were no actual visible stains on that sweater. I'm serious. Like, you couldn't see them with the human eye. I asked my wife, do you see any stains? She's like, no. So only the camera picked those up, which is weird. How is that even possible, right? I have no clue. All right. So anyway, so I wanted to test it. So I took the same cologne, and this time, rather than spraying directly on, I sprayed at an angle. So basically it misted up first and then it landed. Rather than me going directly on, I just sprayed it up. And so now hopefully it won't show a visible stain, right? Very weird that the camera apparently has a higher contrast rating. You know? That's weird. Very odd. But no, I'm telling you, you could not see those stains on the shirt with the human eye. They were just not visible. So that throws me for a freaking loop that happened like that. Wow. I'll have to be more conscious of my cologne spraying techniques. There you go. All right, anyway. Why am I spraying cologne to sit in my office and play games? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, because cologne smells nice. And I like the smell of certain colognes. I don't like all of them, but certain ones I find very pleasant. And number 2, because I'm in a room with the door closed and it gets very stuffy and funky in here. Now, I do have an air freshener plugged into the wall, but to have cologne on actually makes it a lot more pleasant. If without that, the air in here gets very stale over the course of the day. Even with the window open, it still is like, ugh. But having that good scent is actually pleasant, and it makes it better to be in the same place all day. It's that simple. Just sniff my fingers. Well, the problem with that, let's hit the goal, is that I'm not eating like greasy chips or fast food or Wendy's, or, you know, I'm not dipping my fingers in chili to sniff them after. So there's really nothing to sniff. It would be, you know, it doesn't really help. There you go. Okay. No, I put it on my skin as well. I spray my neck. You know, what you do, you spray your hands here and you can rub, or you can spray directly on your neck, right? But you can also just kind of spray it so your clothes smell like it too. You know, I didn't douse myself in it. I just sprayed a few times quick. And the next thing I know, there's stains all over my shirt. Right now, it's fine. Like I said, I sprayed it at the angle and now it smells good. So maybe that's what I got to do from now on. You know, I literally didn't care about it. Like, I'm not in some, oh, here's my professional way I prepare for stream. Let me professionally apply this. I just went spritz, 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 you know, and then it ends up being all over me, I guess. Now, of course, everyone's asking me about cologne. We'll talk about that in the future. We're not going to do a cologne stream right now. We have things to get to. Let's see. Notably, I received a $5 tip. Let's see here. So this is Mulciber again. It says, what about 6 mystery foods with vague hints and let the viewers choose them in a poll? I had to figure out what that would be. Like, how would I do that? Like, have 6 ideas of things I could do, and then people would vote in a poll, and then it would determine what I actually eat? Like a mystery DSP tries it. You don't know what it's going to be? Huh. What do you guys think about that? A mystery DSP tries it. We have no clue what the outcome will be, but you can kind of have an input in it. Huh. I never even thought about it that way. Oh, yeah? Look at that. People are now saying I should make my own cologne line, the DSP cologne line. There you go. What would we call it? Why am I toxic? Why am I toxic? Oh, it smells good. There you go. That's right. I have to make sure it's a non-staining formula. Someone just said, what is a sufficient amount to donate? There is no sufficient amount. There is no quantifying measure. There is no limit. It could be as low or as high as you want. It's that simple. It's got to be within your means, though. Okay. Anyway, let's get back on track because we got distracted, right? So for DSP Tries It, definitely we're going to be doing pizza. We just don't know what kind. We got to figure that out over the next week because we already hit a goal. We're at 31 now, right? So when we hit 40, we'll be ordering pizza. I mean, we could do that tomorrow. If we hit 9 more goals between now and tomorrow, I'll order pizza tomorrow. So let's get it going. 9 more. So that's what? Let's see. $1,350. That's all we need. If someone drops 1,000 right now, we'll be very close to ordering pizza. All right. So let's just get that going right now. Why not? Right? Okay. Perfect. That sounds like good to me. All right. So anyway, the 50 goal is what we got to figure out. This marathon we've been talking about now for weeks and weeks, but we haven't really come to any determination at all, right? We haven't. Do we want to do the Five Nights at Freddy's Torture Marathon? Do we want to do the continuation of the Mega Man Marathon? Do we want to do the point and click, like old school marathon on PC? Or what else do we want to do? Like, does anyone else have other ideas? Or what do you guys think? Right? Does anyone have any kind of perspective here on what we could possibly do? I'm curious what you guys think. Five Nights at Freddy's drunk stream. Five Nights at Freddy's drinking stream. Would I try a puffer fish if I was eating it from a restaurant that knew what they were doing? But I don't necessarily think it's that big of a deal. Jump King Marathon. Okay, I don't know about that. Well, that's the thing. Like, in regards to the marathon, usually I drink and stuff during it, no matter what, right? Like, like we've been doing that, and it's been successful. People like this idea that if I hit a certain level of support, I take a shot of your choice. So I would probably get a couple different kinds of liquor, and that way you could choose what you want. Do you want a flavored shot? Do you want whiskey or scotch? Do you want tequila? We've done different things, and they've all been successful. So I'm down. I'm down with that. But what do you want me to do? So is Five Nights at Freddy's really what we want to do at this point? Do you think that's the front runner still? See, again, it feels like people just haven't locked it in yet. Like, we've talked about all these various ideas, but we haven't 100% locked it in and determined exactly what we want to do yet. So it's kind of tricky. I don't know. What do we want to do? All right. Well, I guess we'll continue to talk about it then, because there's no consensus. A lot of people seem to want Five Nights at Freddy's. A couple people want the point and click. I'll tell you this: no one's really said Mega Man, so I think maybe we should just eliminate that because no one's really talking about that one. I think we should do that later in the year. Like, I definitely want to finish Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. Maybe we do it later in the year, maybe like a summertime event or something like that, right? Give it some time. Okay. All right. So we got that. Pizza will be the next DSP Tries It. We just got to figure out over the next week or so what kind of pizza, how we're going to do that. And the next marathon, right now, the front runner is still Five Nights at Freddy's, but we'll see what else we want to do. But I'd be down for that. A drunken Five Nights at Freddy's torture-thon. Okay, I'll do it. That way, at least I can say that I've done it. Because here's the thing, right? A lot of the times over the years, I've been too judgmental over things. If you remember way back in the day, I used to be very, very biased towards Minecraft of all things. And I'd be like, oh, Minecraft sucks. And then I finally played Minecraft and I liked it. And I was like, shit, now I get it. I understand why it's so addictive, why so many people like it. Man, I was a pig-headed idiot just hating on it for being popular back in the day. Now, the flip side of that is Fortnite. Because Fortnite, I've played multiple times and I never liked it. I've won games of Fortnite before and I was like, this sucks. I just never enjoyed it at all. So that's the difference. Like, Fortnite, I don't like because I actually played it and dislike it. Minecraft, I was just being stupid and ignorant. So I guess we'll see if we do this Five Nights at Freddy's marathon. I end up playing them like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, right? I guess we'll see and go from there. Okay. I didn't miss anything, did I? Any contributions? Because I know there was a couple bombs. No, there was the fake member bomb on YouTube and then the legit member bomb from Dr. Lexus. So, okay, good. And I didn't miss anything else. That's all the contributions, so we got caught up. Okay. Excellent. So, folks, I have one short story I'd like to cover today, and then we can do Q&A to end the show. The short story, you're going to laugh at this one. You ready for this, everybody? You're going to enjoy this one. Ready? The PlayStation Plus games for March have been announced. All you need is a PlayStation Plus Essential membership to play these games for free in the month of March. You don't even need the premium edition of PlayStation Plus. The games are Dragon Age the Veilguard, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and TMNT the Cowabunga Collection. Wait, what? Dragon Age the Veilguard. That game has only been out for 4 months. 4 freaking months. The game flopped so hard and sold so poorly compared to its budget and what they were expecting. They have put it up on here as a PlayStation Plus Essential game after only 4 months. Now, I want you to think about this. Sonic Colors Ultimate is a couple years old, right? Cowabunga Collection is also a couple years old. I played the Cowabunga Collection. I actually really liked it, but we never went back to it, sadly. Maybe someday we would. I don't know. There's like great games in there. But the Veilguard is brand new. You know? But the thing is, this is the problem when we talked about this with modern game development, right? So what happens is, instead of thinking about how can we make an amazing game that's a great work of art that people will talk about and love and cherish and want to keep playing, and then, maybe, we get some money on the back end. Instead, it was, how do we make a game that will print money? Well, let's look at the trends. Oh, look, The Last of Us 2 tried to be one of the most progressive games ever. Its protagonist is gay. It's got another character that's trans. It's got a character that's kind of a butch woman, but she's still a protagonist, and everyone has to understand that even though she has male traits, she's still a woman, and, and all this and that. So all these progressive themes, right? And while this is going on, the actual head game developer, Neil Druckmann, comes out and says, Yes, our game is incredibly progressive, and if you don't like it, you're a bigot. Anyone who doesn't like The Last of Us 2 is literally a troll, and we should use this opportunity to basically crush our trolls. A sale of our game defeats the bigoted trolls. So a feel-good movement starts where people are like, oh, I want to do the right thing socially. So I'm going to buy this game and I'm going to promote this game. We're going to say this game is the best game ever. Now, listen, The Last of Us 2 is not a bad game when it comes to the graphics, when it comes to the gameplay elements, when it actually comes to like the acting. It's actually quite good. The problem is it's one of the worst plots in gaming history. It's incredibly poorly written. It's incredibly poorly paced. It uses in medias res, which is fucked up because then you have to, in the middle of the game, jump back to the beginning of the story to figure out what actually happened, leaving you confused. It's really one of the worst narratives I've ever experienced in a video game to this day. But most people just ignore that because they just want to say, oh, but it's a feel-good game, so, you know, it's great. It's not, okay? And guess who's responsible for the plot? Neil Druckmann. So we know where the problem lies, right? But the problem is that game came out and it sold like gangbusters, right? Super big seller, game of the year bullshit, right? So what happened was every game studio said, I want that. I want my game to sell because I want to also be a part of the progressive feel-good movement. And we ended up getting a year or 2 years of nonstop games trying to be very progressive, left-pushing, which doesn't make sense. I don't care about those things. I just want a good video game. And if the game is good, if it plays well, if it hooks me, if it has elements that I like, then you can maybe worry about trying to push these themes down our throats. But instead, this game has pulling a barf. This game has an outward trans character. This game has all these themes. It's like, did we really need these themes in Dragon Age? So they put them in there, and what happens? Before the game is even released, you've got the internet completely roasting this fucking game. If it were 3-4 years ago, this game probably would have been touted as Game of the Year material. Oh my God, the progressive themes are so good. I can't believe it. Instead, they took too long because they tried to ride the trend, right? It's exactly what it is. We got to ride the trend. You took too long to make the game because you can't follow trends in gaming because it takes you 5 years to make a game. So by the time the game comes out, the trend is over. All politics have flipped in the other direction. Trump has been reelected as president of the United States, and everyone looks at this game and says, fuck this. It's too left. It's too progressive, right? And again, this may not have happened if it were a few years ago, but they fucked up. They took too long. I don't know what they were thinking, but this is what happened. So another failure, and now it's on Game Pass. You know, are you gonna? I said Game Pass, by the way. It's on PS Plus. Are you guys gonna play it on PS Plus? I know I'm not gonna play it on PS Plus. I own it. Someone donated it to me, and I only played it like 12 hours, and you guys told me to drop it. You begged me. You said, please stop playing this game, so I did, you know? It's just sad. And again, this is BioWare. The company used to be one of the biggest companies in game development. That every single game that came out that they made was gold, right? Guaranteed bestseller. Guaranteed will sell and blow and make sales numbers. Instead, and to be honest, when I was playing Dragon Age Veilguard, did I dislike anything that I had in it? Not really. The problem was it was boring. Like literally it was content for content's sake, meaning go around and do this mission, go around and do this, do that. Okay, but why are we doing this? What is the overall plot? There are two gods that broke through the dimension and are free or taking over the planet. Okay, well, I'm 12 hours in and we've done 0 missions that regards that. So what is this game? Yeah. You get an intro segment, and once the intro's done, you literally do no missions that relate to the actual quest or plot of the game. It just keeps going up. Here's a mission that's unrelated. Here's a mission that's unrelated. Here's a mission that's side work, busy work. What's going on? So most people likely, even if you play it on PS Plus, you'll play it for like 10 hours like I did, and then you'll just drop it like everybody else did who bought it. Almost no one's going to finish that game. And by the way, I'm just going to make this clear. I actually don't care if there's progressive themes or leftist politics in games. What I care about is if the core game is good, right? That makes me want to keep playing it, you know? And if it's done tastefully, and if it's not shoved down your throat, I didn't even get to a point in Veilguard where anything like that was shoved down my throat. It is in there. I didn't even get to it because I couldn't even get that far. I was bored, and so was the audience. So we just said, fuck this game, and dropped it. Compare that to any previous Dragon Age. Never happened. So it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's modern game development, and it's just sad. You know, how many games now? They're supposed to be big AAA giant releases. It's going to sell like, it's going to be a blockbuster release. And then it comes out, sucks, fizzles. Oh, look, it's on fucking PS Plus or Game Pass or whatever, you know, within a few months. That's lame and sad. Okay. All right. So, guys, that's what I got for today. All right. So, thank you for listening. Yesterday was a great multiplayer day. Because the multiplayer went so good yesterday, I'm doing Call of Duty again tomorrow. I had so much fun with the Ninja Turtles Call of Duty event that I want to do another stream of it. So I hope you guys will join me tomorrow for that on the day stream. And then tomorrow night, we're going to do Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii as the late night chill stream. I have 2 days off this week, Friday and Saturday. When I come back on Sunday, we'll continue on with everything. So I think, I'm trying to think what the Sunday day stream is. Hold on. Let me get my schedule here. Oh, yeah. So because this week I barely played Avowed, I want to do a day stream of Avowed on Sunday. So that way we can see, you know, how it goes. And if you guys will continue to like it or not. So far, we've had a good time with the game. And I don't really have any complaints. But let's continue and see if we're going to keep it in the rotation or not. We'll do a day stream of it on Sunday. And then Sunday night, like I said, is when we want to do that Chill Indies night that we were going to do, and we didn't get to. So, do we want to do this fast food simulator game? Do we want to do Lorelei and the Laser Eyes? Do we want to do a different indie game? Or maybe just Balatro again, right? Let's figure out what we want to do, and that'll be Sunday. And then over the week, we'll continue on. We'll do major streams of Pirate Yakuza. I'm going to have fighting game nights in there. We'll see how it all goes, okay? And by the way, one other thing, because I didn't mention this earlier today. Depending on how things go with the Lego stream, right? We could decide, do we want to have Lego streams continuing on, right? Or do we want to have, you know, occasional Lego streams? Should it be more regular? Do we want to invest in a better Lego set than the Succulent Plants? That's more of like a bigger IP. I'm curious. I really have no clue how tonight's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to turn on this stream and we're going to have like 10 people, or if I'm going to turn on this stream, we're going to have 1,000. If we're going to get like little engagement and support and everyone's going to say they're bored, or if people are really going to like it. I just don't know. But I'd be willing, if it goes well, I'd be willing to put more into it, to get better Lego sets, to have more streams of it. But I'm curious how it will go. All right. Excuse me. Okay. All right, folks. That is it for now. What you guys want to talk about? Tag me in the chat. We'll do a little bit of Q&A to end the show today. Oh, yeah, Abdullah, that's the thing with Call of Duty. It's always like that. There's always frustration when you play Call of Duty because, sadly, the games are nowhere near as good as they used to be. The game devs don't put effort in. I mean, you know there's no effort when you're playing a map, you spawn, and the moment you spawn, someone instantly kills you. That just shows there was zero effort put in by the game developers. They didn't care. There's no way that you could write code and not know that you can get spawn killed. Like, that's it's just terrible, right? So, it is what it is. But I still had a lot of fun. That's why I want to do it again tomorrow. It actually was super fun yesterday. So, by the way, the one thing that you kept seeing at the beginning of the show that was popping up, so I have some effects, as you know. So I have a nice fog effect. You can come in here and say, ooh, it's mysterious. Mysterious fog. You can say, uh-oh, Phil is en fuego. Phil's on fire. I'll have a new one. When I'm playing games that are putting me to sleep, I have this sleeping effect. And notably, we're going to be using this today as we're playing Lost Records. If we get to another really boring part and I start to fall asleep, we could just say, hey, That is not what I wanted to do. Oh God! It's not what I wanted to do. I clicked the wrong button here. What did I want to do? I wanted to do the wide cam, which I'm on. Okay. And I wanted to try the effect, but I don't have it on this screen. Oh, do I have it over here? Let me test this. I do. So I could be like, oh God, it's so boring. Oh, can barely stay awake. Fucking cutscene never ends. I'm really interested in these girls and their teen angst and crushes on each other. Oh. So, and I have to find more effects to keep adding as I play various different games. I actually wanted to get it on the wide shot, but I guess I didn't add it here. I guess I didn't add any of the effects to this camera here, but I could. Now let's test it. There you go. I just have to add it and then, space it to fit the screen or whatever. There we go. Cool. That's the wide angle shot. And this is the angle I'll be using tonight for the Lego stream. I'll set it up right here on the table so that we can see me from the wide angle building the Legos. And then we could go to the, full angle and I'll be sleeping. Turn that off. There we go. There's the full angle shot. Cool. Okay. No, there are no White Castles out here, Dark Souls Master. I know that would be an interesting one because I've never done White Castle for DSP Tries It, but there was none in Connecticut and there's none in Washington. They don't exist in these areas that I've lived in, so I've never been able to do it. I have played all of the Fable games besides the VR one, NJZ. I played Fable 1, 2, and 3. I am interested in Clear Obscure Expedition 33. The game looks absolutely great. It does. I just don't know about my audience liking it. Because again, it looks like it's gonna be a lengthy turn-based RPG. It's very hard for me to get interest from my audience in RPGs. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. Do I like In-N-Out? I've only had In-N-Out once ever. It was when I went on a trip to California, and I thought it was just okay. I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it. I was like, today you would say it's mid. And I was shocked that so many people seemed to like it because I couldn't find anything special about it. Like, no lie, at that time, there were places where I lived in Connecticut that had burgers of that quality that weren't In-N-Out. So you didn't have to sit there in line waiting hours to eat. When I went to In-N-Out, it was so busy. I had to wait like 45 minutes to put in my order and get my order, and it wasn't that good. So, what's up, Jocko, man? How you doing, man? Do I have a comfort food? Says Parasolo. For me, I would say my comfort food would be either, pizza, because pizza, like I grew up eating it, having an amazing pizzeria only like 10, 15 minutes away. So, for me, like pizza, I always think, oh man, delicious Italian style pizza, fresh, oh man, right out of the oven. But outside of that, there's a few things, like you said, like McDonald's, every once in a while you crave a burger. I like their little cheeseburgers and I like a McChicken, every once in a while, a Whopper from Burger King, I think is delicious, things like that, I would say are like kind of those quick comfort foods for me. Anything else? I've never had Nashville hot chicken. I never tried it. So I don't know how hot it actually is. I guess it depends where you get it, probably, right? Yeah, I've played Streets of Rage 1 and 2 over the years, and I think they're great games. Sesame seed chicken is your comfort food, B-Man, but where do you get it from? Like, where would you get that from as a comfort food? Do you have like a chain, like a restaurant chain near you order that from? Oh, by the way, so after our malfunction at the end of yesterday's podcast, where the podcast just died, didn't have an outro because my computer restarted itself without my permission, um, the microphone now is back to using a set level, meaning it's not fluctuating on the fly. So it should always sound the same now. And hopefully it's not cutting out at all. And if it's not, then I think we finally got the microphone nailed down to the levels that I want. I think we finally got the limiter on, the compressor on. It's the right volume level for for everything. I think we finally hit it. It took like 2 months to figure it out, but we got it, I think, finally. Well, I don't know if I would eat an MRE for DSP Tries It. I've seen some of those things and they look pretty gross. Those are those meal kits that are supposed to be like you eat them out in the field if you're like a freaking military operative or something, right? Basically, they don't require any like preparation. You can just open it and eat it out in a survival situation. Yeah, I don't know if I want to eat that stuff, man. No, I'm not ignoring Kick. It's that, as you can see, half the accounts on Kick are fucking sock accounts of the same person. They're literally all echoing the same exact thing at the same time. So it's great because then I can ban them all at once when I realize that they're all the same person or the same people sitting in the same Discord. So I just slap them, spank them right out of there. It's great. What's my favorite fan art someone made of me? There's been a lot of awesome arts over the years. Really, there have been. Like, so many people have made different ones for specific playthroughs and the like. Um, I like some of the ones that we run right now on the intro, where it's me in the various different games like Resident Evil 4 or Vice City and stuff. Those look pretty neat, I think. I am liking Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I wish it was more faster paced to get into stuff because we're 5 hours in and still in introduction that's teaching mechanics. And it's like, when do I get to play the game? You know? At some point, you're like, I just want to be given the reins so I can play this fucking game. I don't know why I have to keep waiting. And that's frustrating. It is. So, but I am liking the game. I feel like when we play it again tomorrow night, maybe we will actually finally get into the meat of the game. Hopefully. Oh, man. Ugh. All right. I think it's time to end the pre-stream. This is a perfect time to do so. I said pre-stream. I still call this the pre-stream. Can you believe it? I've only been doing this podcast for 3 years, and I still call it the pre-stream. That's funny. So let's end the podcast and get ready for Lost Records. Now, here's the deal. I know some of you are going to run for the hills. I'm not stupid. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, he's going to play that stupid teen angst, everyone is gay simulator, right? You're right. I mean, that's really what I think they were going for with this game, to be honest. But from what I'm to understand, number one, it's supposed to be the best part of the game, where this final segment that we're about to play has the mystery elements and has interesting things. While last stream was mostly boring, this part is the conclusion of tape 1 and should actually be good from what I was told. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, we take these streams as chill sessions. You understand? Like, even if you're not that interested in the game, if you stick around, we can still hang out and talk and have fun while I'm playing. It doesn't have to be a game that's so demanding of my attention that I can only play and talk about the game, right? So I hope you understand that. I hope that you will hang out with me for Lost Records. But if you're not interested, it's all good. But I hope you'll be back for our first ever DSP Builds It, all right? So everyone, thank you so very much for a chill and fun episode of the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you had a good time, and I hope that you'll come back tomorrow for my final streaming day of the week. We'll be talking all about how today went, including Lost Records, but of course, more particularly, how DSP Builds It went, and more. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and I will see you on Thursday.